Okay, I was going to do this video yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to finish the interview. However, since finishing the interview, I am ecstatic. Because you had a lot of the Elite fans saying, fuck this guy, because why? He was telling the truth the entire time? And for those of you who don't know, let me give you a quick recap. So, CM Punk was signed to WWE from, I think, 2006, 2014. Then he quit, and for 7 years did not wrestle until 2021. And in 2021, he signed with a company called All Elite Wrestling. And even though this was like 3 years ago, I still remember when he first showed up on Rampage, and it shocked the wrestling world. But yeah, he's at AEW, and they're doing good business. Like, he's getting back in the groove of becoming a wrestler again, and AEW's generating money that they haven't seen before up until that point. And Punk is having good rivalries with Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston. Hell, he even had a really good rivalry with MJF. And CM Punk at this point is racking up wins to the point where he becomes the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And I'm thinking, all right, bet. This dude's about to do great business, and a pay-per-view is coming up. I think it was called Double or Nothing in 2022. But yeah, they're about to do great business, and I think this is like the first time they have like the first $1 million gate. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, they're doing great business. And then you got this fake-ass country bumpkin try to fuck it all up. And before I get on to the rest of the story, I just need to say this because it's been eating me alive. Like, this guy's whole gimmick is like, oh, I'm a cowboy, cowboy shit, all that, rah, rah, rah. Buddy, you're from Virginia. If you don't get your fake country bumpkin ass out of the fucking way, like, bruh, like, do you really think he been through shit? Like, if this is just a gimmick, fine. But go all the way with the gimmick. Like, don't have the announcer say, oh, he's from Virginia. Yeah, bruh, I've never seen a cowboy in Virginia in my entire life. And I'm from Maryland. I'm, like, not that far away from I work in Virginia. So it's like, come on, bruh. But yeah, back to the whole story. This guy almost messed up everything. Well, technically he did, but I'm talking about at the time. So, according to the interview that Punk did with Ariel Helwani, Punk said that him and Hangman, God, stupid name, but him and Hangman worked together on their promos, going back and forth, and they agreed on what was going to be said on television. Now, obviously, that's not what happened, because once we get to TV and their segment comes on, Heyman goes on this freaking tirade of like, oh, you tried to get my friend fired. Like, what? Yeah, by the way, this is the friend. Apparently he shares a bank account with his mother. I don't know. And then Punk is like asking Hangman, what was going on? Like, we had something planned. Why'd you deviate from the plan? And then this doofus proceeds to say, well, I heard that you tried to get my friend fired. Which, by the way, he didn't get fired. He just got moved to Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor is another company, wrestling company, that Tony Khan owns. That's all that happened. He didn't get fired. He just got moved to a different company. But yeah, like, didn't get fired. He just got moved. But yeah, they end up having the match. Punk wins the AEW World Championship. And he only keeps it for a little while because he ended up, I think he broke his ankle or something, but I forgot exactly what it is. I know it was a leg injury, but he ended up having to, like, relinquish the title. Now, mind you, Punk is gone at this point. Like, he's trying to rehab his leg. But we get to a point now where you have Dirt Sheets, like the Wrestling Observer, which, by the way, fuck Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez. They look like bitches to me. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to put their faces up on here, but just look them up. They look like bitches. But yeah, back to the whole story. So there were rumors going around that, like, Punk was trying to get people fired and that he's, like, a nuisance to the locker room or whatever. it was like a lot of things. I'm not going to get into it, but just know they tried to slander this man's name. And when I mean they, I mean them. I mean these three dipshits. Like, why? And the crazy thing is that I feel like it's more of like, the Young Bucks than Kenny Omega, but Kenny, you're guilty by association. Like, these guys are your best friends. Why didn't you tell these niggas to stop? And you know what's the worst part? Like, this is not the first time they've done some shit like this, where, like, they're a part of a company like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Ring of Honor, and they've done some territorial shit, trying to act like they're the clique, but really, they're not. They're really not the clique. They try so hard to be like DX or NWO, but they fucking suck at it. But when this man comes back, and if you know who CM Punk is, you know he's not gonna just stay silent forever. Like, he's gonna say something. And he's cutting a promo to Jon Moxley, who at this point is the interim AEW World Champion. But yeah, he cuts a promo on Moxley, but then he in turn says to Hangman Page to come out. Now, mind you, Hangman is not there, but he proceeds to call him out, and then he's... I swear, this is just gold, but, like, he proceeds to say, like, that's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit. And now, some time passes after this. They're doing a storyline where Punk loses the title and then give Moxley a reign, or whatever. It was just so dumb, but it is what it is. They should have waited until All Out. But... speaking of All Out, Punk wins the title back, and we get the Brawl Out. So, Punk literally is doing a media scrum with Tony Khan sitting right next to him, and he airs out everything. He talked about how Colt Cabana and him are no longer friends because he was asking for money so much, and he tried to sue Punk at one point, and it was just fucking crazy, and that's why I brought up the whole him sharing a bank account with his mother, because that's what Punk also said. He mentioned how this dude went into business for himself for no fucking reason, and proceed to call these guys not real EVPs because they don't know how to do their fucking jobs right. And it was just crazy. Like, that was honestly another iconic CM Punk moment during that time. However, after he did that, everything just went into chaos. Because these three idiots decided to rush into Punk's locker room. And now, this is all speculation at this point because they're NDAs and we'll never truly know until, like, hopefully, like, years later from now. But I'm gonna stick with this. These three idiots tried to rush Punk's locker room. And of course, the Young Bucks, they're taking offense to it because, like, who the fuck do you think you are talking that shit to us? But aren't you the same niggas who tried to, like, slander this man's name? And they'll say that, like, they didn't do it, but who else could have done it? Who else could have done it? Because, again, you guys are friends with Colt Cabana. So, like, what? How? Like, who else, bruh? Who else? But yeah, also, this video is getting way too long. I'm gonna do a part 2 because I think I'm getting close to the 10-minute mark, and I don't want to, like, say something and, it ends up cutting out. So I'm gonna do a part 2 real quick.